Hello, beautiful people. All right, so today we're going to talk about why buying a home makes more sense than renting today. Okay, so a lot of you are like, oh gosh, you know what? I don't want to rent. I just want to buy. Well, I just rather rent than buy. And why is so important to actually to say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to rent. I'm just going to buy. And you'd be like, well, you're a realtor. That's why you're trying to get me to buy a house. No. Did you know that every time that you wait, prices keep on going up. And where is that money going? Like, especially if you're looking to, to rent and you're renting for the next 2 or 3 years, right? Regardless of what your situation is, what do you do with that money? And let's say that you're basically renting for 2,500, and let's just say this 2,500, and I'm calculating here, 2,500 times 12. That is $30,000. What will you do with $30,000 a year? Have you ever thought about that? I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do with $30,000, but it's not building equity for you at all, right? And that's really important. Or is it? And then when you're not a homeowner, I mean, you're not writing those taxes off, or interest rate off. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do with home ownership, right? So let's go ahead and just talk. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. So when you're actually buying and versus renting, or have you even thought about it? It's just like, wondering if you should continue renting or if you should buy a home this year, right? Have you thought about that or not? If so, consider this. Rental affordability is still a challenge and has been for years. So prices and rentals are not going down anytime soon. And when have you actually seen that rentals or rent has gone down? Has your landlord ever called you and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and drop that for you. No. Okay, so that's because historically rents trend over time. They have continued increasing. And it's just like, okay, so is my rent going up or down? And if you see on the yearly lease, when you're leasing, that rent is going to be like, okay, we're gonna increase that to $100 a month, or we're going to increase it to $45 a month, or there's always going to be that extra $100, $200 a month, and especially if you go month by month, it's going to be more expensive. But think again, where is that money going, right? So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this. Like, hey, data from the census shows rents have been climbing pretty steadily since 1988. So would you rather pay someone else's mortgage, or would you rather pay your mortgage? So, and data from the latest rental report from Realtor.com shows that rents continue to grow today, even though it's a slower pace than we saw in the height of the pandemic. Because during the pandemic, oh my gosh, we couldn't find houses, we couldn't find rent. I mean, rent was up the roof, and it's going to continue increasing. But rentals are not going to drop anytime soon. So, I'm going to give you this for a little bit of what the latest rental report says. In March 2023, the U.S. rental market experienced single-digit growth for the 8th month in a row. The median asking rent was $1,732, by $15 from last month, and down by $32 from the peak, but is still $354, which is 25.7% higher than the same time in 2019. And this is pre-pandemic. So when rent was much more higher, then it was more like than we were normal, right? So this is basically with rents much higher now than they were in more normal pre-pandemic years. Owning your home may be a better option, especially if the long-term trend of rents increasing each year continues. In contrast, homeowners with a fixed rate mortgage can lock in a monthly mortgage payment for the duration of their loan. So that means if you're actually locking in a typical rate of 15 to 30 years, this is not going to increase or decrease. Only if taxes and escrow, taxes, insurance, increases. Most likely it's going to be because of your taxes. Sometimes your insurance will go down, but it's going to come down to different things, but that mortgage payment is not going to change. So owning a home can be more affordable if you need more space. So do you need more space, or do you need to downgrade, or do you need to downsize? Well, downsize or upgrade. So this is what we're talking about. Or do you need more space? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about like the cost difference between renting and buying based on the number of bedrooms. So the median rental payment for Realtor.com and median mortgage payment from the National Association of Realtors compared to the two options, as depending on how much space you need, it's typically more affordable to own than to rent if you need 2 or more bedrooms. So if we're looking at, overall, it's average, and this is not going to be an Atlanta, people, $1,732 is overall. A studio would be, and this is like nationwide median price. The month, it would be, for a studio would be $1,451. One bedroom would be $1,637, and 2 bedrooms is going to be $1,901. So a monthly mortgage payment is approximately of $1,827. So which one would you choose? The monthly mortgage payment or renting a 2-bedroom for $1,900? So if you're looking to live somewhere where you have 2 or more bedrooms to accommodate your household, give you more breathing space to spread your belongings, or dedicate that extra space to practice your hobbies, it might make more sense of buying versus just like, oh gosh, you know what, I'm just gonna rent. But think again, if you're renting, that means that you're gonna have to move every year, or you're gonna have to renew your lease, and guess what? You're gonna not only have to renew your lease, but that lease is gonna increase. And you're gonna either increase it every 6 months or every year, depending on what your lease is. And if you're doing a month to month, guess what? They're gonna increase that rental rate too. So, and home ownership allows you to start building equity. In addition to shielding you from rising rents and being more affordable, when you need more space, owning your home also allows you to start building your own equity, which turns into your net worth. So not only that, it actually allows you to build your net worth and equity, but it's like putting money into a piggy bank that you don't see. Like a hidden piggy bank, and you know what? Whenever you need it, it's going to be there. And yes, you might not have to sell it, but you can always take a HELOC loan, an equity line loan. I mean, those are the things that actually allows you to, with home ownership completely. And as values typically rise over time, you pay off your mortgage and you build that equity. So that equity, you build it every single month. I mean, every single day, because prices keep on going up. And that equity can set you up for success later on, because you can use it to help fuel a move to a bigger, better space down the line. So let's say, for instance, you buy a house for $265,000, or let's say, for instance, average price rates are $400,000. You buy a house for $400,000. 2 or 3 years down the road, you build an equity of $100,000 more. So you sell that house, you buy a bigger house. So that's how it works. And that, with renting a house, that would not allow you. That would not give you that luxury to do that. But here, this is basically it. That's why, according to Sonda, the top reason millennial homeowners bought their home over the past year was to build their own equity instead of someone else's. So basically, are you tired of just paying someone else's mortgage? Or do you want to pay your own and build that net worth and build that equity in your bank account? Think about it. I know it's not going to be a bank account, but it's going to be your own secret piggy bank that you don't have access to. But once you do, that would be the sky's the limit. You can actually do whatever you want to. And guess what? You can move out, you can move up, or even buy a secondary home. So let's not get to it that much, but let me know if you have any questions. This is Cindy Pressgrace with Cindy's Realty Group with Caldwell Banker, and I hope you guys let me know in the comments, share this video, and have a beautiful day.